Hey folks, how's it going? Dr. Spin. In my quest to find my favorite albums for 2021, I've been working through this big bracketed elimination system, and I wanted to bring these out in front, kind of show you my thinking on this stuff and see what you think. Of course, at the end of this video, I'm going to have clips from each band. You can listen to them both. You sound off and you decide below. But for now, I want to go ahead and go on with today's elimination, which is between Brendan Eder's To Mix With Time and Lyle Workman's Uncommon Measures. Lyle Workman is a studio guitar player and soundtrack composer, and this album is sort of the culmination of those two aspects of his musicianship. And I gotta say that any musician would love to have an album like this one with his name on it. It's a stunning achievement, both in terms of composition and in terms of the studio work that goes into it. It's got, of course, as always, great melodies and a lot of really fascinating play on it. Lots of great arrangements. The orchestral work on here is phenomenal, and it all fits this together really, really well into this own sort of self-contained package. It's kind of a high watermark for the crossover potential between jazz and rock and orchestral music. Okay, and it's so successful, as a matter of fact, that I believe it's nominated for a Grammy. If you're a person who votes for the Grammys or cares about such things, I believe that there's a Grammy on the line here for Lyle Workman on this album. Let's compare that, of course, over here to Brendan Eder. Now, Brendan Eder actually occupies almost the exact same space in some ways as Lyle Workman does. Still rock, jazz, kind of orchestral crossover, but orchestral is not really the right word in this case. It's more like chamber music. So where Lyle Workman's using a full orchestra and really maximizing the sounds that are possible, Brendan Eder's is more like a small woodwind ensemble that's been augmented by rhythm section. And the compositions here just are fantastic. They're super imaginative. They're very fun to listen to. They are brilliantly arranged and engaging all the way through. So in many ways, I think that Brendan Eder's album is just kind of like a scaled down version of what Lyle Workman is doing. Now, what I want to point out when I say scaled down, I mean that just in scope, but not in terms of its quality. Because of its smaller scale, it generally feels a bit more intimate than Lyle Workman's album does. It's a great album, but I tend to prefer, I think, Brendan Eder's more like small ensemble approach. It's like, let's say you were living next door to a bassoonist who's a graduate student in performance, and she had some friends come over one afternoon and play in the garage. And this would be the kind of music that those guys would come up with. So between these two albums, as great as they both are, I tend to prefer, I think, a little bit, Brendan Eder's To Mix With Time. So we're going to let that one go on to the next round. Now, agree or not, you let me know. Listen to the tracks to the end and check it out. I'll be doing more of these releases this week, so please like and subscribe so you know when those are happening. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.